share what it is that he's going to share with you this evening. Floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being on the hangout with you guys tonight and the System 90 website, and getting tapped in and following the training is something that I got involved with 2 days ago. And guys, these two gentlemen have it going on. So plug in, and the value of training and personal development and techniques that we use are always going to be shared through, like Rex said, the archives and whatnot. But essentially, he was touching on a couple different aspects of Facebook marketing, and the platform I use allows me to hit several different social medias: Twitter, Google, LinkedIn, Facebook. I think I currently am sending out 800 and just about 40 messages per hour. I evaluated several different platforms that do this, anything from Cloud9, Hootsuite, Post Planner, Sprout Social. Trying to think, there's probably 5 or 6 different ones I tried out, and the one that I'm currently using and probably been using for the last 6 months is Hootsuite. What you have to do essentially is get yourself into a bunch of MLM type groups on Facebook and Twitter, and well, not Twitter, LinkedIn and Google. There's all kinds of different groups that you can be part of, make your own. And I have several groups of my own, and I've joined several. So I think I'm currently hitting, and I'll show you guys a little bit later. I'm trying to get that lined up for you. Probably 700 different Facebook groups, just Facebook, out of the 840 that I'm sending out hourly. Groups 717 is what it says, and I'll show you guys that shortly when I screen share. I'm going to go through how I set it up. There's a bulk feature in there, and I keep getting an error with it. But what I essentially do is every morning I get my coffee going, and I sit there and schedule 24 posts. And I'm doing it not on the hour. I do it usually off hour, starting, let's say, if I'm up at 8 in the morning, my first post might be 8:10. And then the following post would be 9:15, 10:20, so I'm spreading it out so it ain't always exactly an hour apart, or an hour and 5, hour and 10. Maybe skip something here and double up somewhere down the road, but I'll show you. I think I have it all set up to about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And Rex, you want me to get into like some of the back end of that stuff, or just the system and how I'm using it?
Well, whatever you feel like sharing, man.
Okay.
Whatever you want to share, flip on screen share, and whatever you want to share with people, feel free.
All right, cool. So essentially, I'm going to screen share here. Rex, just let me know if you see what I want to show you guys. Screen share. And it should be up. Let me know. All right, good.
You're good.
All right, so I'm going to go quickly over to my Facebook account, and if you guys can see the number there, it says groups 717. So that's how many groups just on Facebook per hour and 5-10 minutes that I'm hitting. So I think if you do the numbers, it's somewhere right around 20,000, 18,000 something to 20,000 ads per day that are going out for me. And you have to have swipe copy, and our team's real good with swipe copy. I'll take things and write things. Essentially, they have to be short and sweet if you want to hit them on Twitter, because Twitter does have a text limit on how much you can send out. But I use, Bitly, and as you can see, people are friend requesting now, and that's what happens with this technique. I get anywhere from 5 to 15 friend requests a day, and tons of people saying, well, how do you do that? Please train me, and so on and so forth. But back to like swipe copy, I have Bitly is what I use for tracking my web links, and as you can see, leaked video reveals how this once homeless van man, an ex-construction worker, discover this lucrative ... So I have a bunch of these written, and I'm trying to see if you. Oh, there it was. At the very top here, it's 72 ads that I have written, and I'll go in there once a week or so and tweak them and change them up a little bit so the text isn't always the same. And I'll come over here and I'll click on the share. Oh, that one's too big. I gotta find a different. How about this next one? I'll do this next one. Do these 3 things and make money every time. So I'll click on the share, and I'll just copy. I'll send it out to Twitter, and then I come over to Hootsuite. And as you can see, Hootsuite here, 838 messages will go out at 7:50. 8:55 is another message that'll go out to the same 838 places. And if you look all the way down, all the way to 8:55 in the morning. So I'll do one now. 8:55 is essentially 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'll do this post that I just copied, and I'll paste it up in the upper left-hand text box area, and I will schedule it for, I turn that off, and schedule it for 10:05 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then I come over here where all the groups that I belong to, and as you see, I scroll through them all. It's tons and tons and tons and tons of Facebook groups, and then you get down to the bottom here. There's all the LinkedIn groups. Here's Google, and then I think this is all Facebook again. So then I come over here and I click all, and because it's such a big list, it takes a few minutes to populate all of them to hit, but once it's done, then I come down over here and I hit the schedule. And now it'll be scheduled for 10:05 tomorrow morning to send out that ad. And with Bitly, when I'm using it, I can see that this link, I don't know how many times I've sent it out, this exact post that I'm doing right now has had 40 clicks, which then turns into opt-ins because of, it won't let me do it because the resources are being eaten up. Rex, can you still see me because my resources are being eaten up right now?
Yeah, we're good, dude. You're coming through clear.
Okay, cool. So I can't click on that because my resources are being used with the Google Hangout and trying to get that auto post up and running. So essentially, once it releases, I can click on this and you'll see what it looks like, which is essentially an opt-in page. And I'm getting, opt-ins for the opportunity, and then it goes through the whole email series that I have set up in Aweber. So essentially this is what that post will look like. Do these 3 things and make money every time. So people will opt in. And I tend to also make a lot of my own landing pages because I like ones that will have phone number. I like connecting with people, and that's a technique that we use in our Facebook marketing. People have said, well, dude, all you're doing is sending out a bunch of ads, and who's really watching them? And Rex and I had a conversation yesterday afternoon about how we do it, and we both have very similar techniques. I actually go in it, and I go into some of these rooms. Of course, I'm not going into 838 each day, but I pop in and out of several different rooms, and people like your stuff or make comments on it, and I start interacting with them, and we have Facebook conversation, like a program that we go through in our training that will give you an idea of how to start conversation, what to do in your conversation, and then ultimately, hopefully, connect with someone on the phone, because that's where you're building your true relationships, is hearing the sincerity in the other person hearing the sincerity in your voice. So them are other techniques that are used on the back side of just doing this. So people say, well, that's all you do is spam. Well, yeah, I'm sending out tons and tons of messages, but there's a lot more that we are doing to connect, and as full-time marketers, we have the opportunity to connect with people, teach them the strategies that we do, build rapport, giving out these techniques for absolutely free. And so as you can see, it's all the way up to 10:05 now. So from 7:55 all the way to 10:05 tomorrow morning is the system that I'm using. For anyone that's just wanting to get this up and running, when you first connect your Hootsuite with any of the social medias, it'll sort of look like this. And as it pops up, here's where you can connect it with: Twitter, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Foursquare, WordPress if you're using a blog, and then Maxi. So essentially what you would do is highlight, let's say Facebook, make sure you're logged into each of these accounts when you're connecting it, and then your Facebook authorization pops up, and it wants to authorize, you log in, you allow it to happen, and as you add yourself to all these groups, I have a list of about 350 if you don't have any groups or very few groups to start off with. I can get you a list of 350 to start adding yourself to. And as you can see, anything that's checked, that's where I'm sending out messages. Things that are not checked, I'm not hitting them. And here's a bunch here that I now have to start adding to my Hootsuite, so now that number will go up to 420 or 30. So I'll pay better attention. I'll come back and do this because there's some groups I don't want to hit, team groups and so on and so forth. But essentially, all you do is you go through and you just click it, and now you have these green check marks. And you go over here after you imported, clicked everything, and you click Finish Import. So now that number should go up, and you can see these are all the different locations. Here, some of my fan pages that you can actually then auto post to. Tomorrow I'll be out running around taking my daughter to Safety Town class, and my ads are up and running now for the next 16, 17, 18 hours. So that's pretty much